Alright guys, this is going to be a quick review on the Dunk High 85. I wanted to do a quick review on these. I also want to do a custom later on these. You'll see later on. I'll be doing, basically I'm going to take the acid wash. We're going to make these all panels yellow to make it more of like an Iowa dunk. Maybe later on I might do a Wu-Tang dunk on these. We'll see how it goes. But today we're going to just do a quick review on a modern Dunk High versus a High 85. So first up is on the High 85. You get a bit more of a premium leather on it. Cuts are very, very thick. And what I mean by cuts, the leather is very, very thick on the cuts. They're actually using more leather in this type of sneaker versus this one. Nike tends to do a lot of leather mixed with synthetic leathers with their newer products. The 1985 cut, you'll also notice the toe box is quite fairly thin. Yeah, the toe box is almost like slope-like versus newer dunks have this bulky shape. Now this has changed because Nike has come to realize, you know, not everyone has a slim foot that can actually fit into a 85 cut. Newer dunks tend to be a lot more boxier for people with more wide foot friendly, skinny foots. Pretty much fits anybody, this style of toe box. These tend to be a lot more smaller. I tend to wear a size 10 to 10 and a half. On these I had to get a size 11 because how narrow it is. And then also you'll notice the backs, see how straight up and down the back of the original cut is, very straight compared to the 85 cut. Now the reason why the 85 cut had this type of backing was to push the foot forward towards the front of the toe so that you get more toe feel when you were playing basketball. The cut of these are actually quite just a little bit more higher. Tongue is a lot higher. Tongue sticks out a lot more. When I pull this, you'll see you can't even pull the tongue out. You can't even see the tongue on these. And on these, tongue sits way up here for more support. This is more of a sport-driven shoe. A lot better for playing basketball in. I love this cut. Probably one of my favorite cuts. It fits really nice. My foot fits great in this style of shoe. Padding on it is actually really substantial as well too. Toe box, you'll notice this perforated area is a lot smaller versus how this perforated area is, how wide this is. Only reason why it's wider is because there's a lot less leather on this vamp versus how boxy this vamp is. So it tends to shorten this up. You'll also notice the holes are a lot more bigger as well too for more breathability. And the holes are a lot more smaller on this style of cut. But this is actually a lot more truer to the 1985. This is the reason why Nike made it. A lot of people were asking for it and finally came back. There's also some differences on the actual soles as well too. Notice that the height of this shoe is a lot more higher, a lot more thicker as well. This is how skinny this one is. Very narrow, very thick. To stream down the shoe because they did add a lot of more weight to the toe box. I guess if they had a larger toe box with the larger sole, it would look a lot more bulkier of a shoe. So I guess to stream it down, they would cut down the sole skinnier with the chunkier box versus the chunky sole with a thinner box. You also notice too, the swooshes are a lot different. In 85, you'll notice that Jordan brand, Nike, a lot of the sneakers that they were making back in the day, the swooshes were a lot more larger, pronounced, more visual so that people can see the sneakers from a distance versus the smaller style swoosh on this. Again, just to try to make things a little bit more streamlined. You also notice the tops again, a lot more higher. The laces that they put in these are more true to the weave that was in 1985. These look old. I did do a vintage treatment on them. You'll see a video later on how I did these. But, oh, and one more thing I'll show you guys. I'm gonna take the sneakers off. They came in this great box. This box is beautiful, actually. Really like it. It's a tag. Size 11, Nike Dunk High 1985 SP. Got a hole there. Side of the box, the graphics are beautiful. Back says 1985, again with the color. Same graphics on the side. That's the top view. Inside the box, you got Nike paper. The other sneakers in here as well too. The same prints on the inside as well. This did not come like this back in the day in 1985. 1985 was just a brown and orange box. That's the OG box for them, but beautiful. I love the work on it. If you guys are really interested in buying a pair of 1985s, I do recommend sizing up a half size, only maybe even up to a full size. If you're more of a wide footer, I recommend going up full size. If you have more of a narrow foot, half size you probably can get away with. I prefer this cut. This cut's a lot more comfortable. I wish that Nike would go back to this, but again, this would not fit. This would not work for everybody as well too. So you have to really think about these shoes being a little bit more universal for everybody. So, all right, guys, good talking to you. Later.